I've got a sweet tooth for my sugar. I've got a sweet tooth, yes I do. I've got a sweet tooth for my sugar. Oh, it's true, so true, so true. I've got a sweet tooth, and you know my sugar's you. Oh yeah, I've got a sweet,
Sweet tooth
for my sugar.
Sugar.
I've got a sweet,
Sweet tooth.
yes I do. I've got a sweet,
Sweet tooth
for my sugar.
Sugar.
Oh, it's true, so true, so true. I've got a sweet tooth, and you know my sugar's you.
Is you, is you, is you, is you, is you, is you, is you,
Is you, is you, is you, is you.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Art Fein. It's the Domestic Science Club. Art Fein's Poker Party exclusive, at least at this time, whatever time it is. Let's take it away, gals. We'll have a couple songs from this wonderful trio. Please.
Some men are tobacco, just bad smoke coming down, and tenderness they lack. Oh, they ain't worth having round. And some men are unpleasant, some men feed you lies. They forget your birthday present, rehearsing their goodbyes. But my man is peaches and cream, sweet and juicy as peaches and cream, like running loose in my own Dairy Queen. He's my peaches and cream. Peaches and cream, dessert confection, these peaches and cream. Perfect complexion is ain't a daydream. He's my sweet, sweet peaches and cream. He's my peach sorbet, palomino parfait. I'm the sugar he's spooning. He may ride into town, but when the sun goes down, we'll be honeymooning. Some men give you lemons, some men give you limes. They have sweets for other women, for you they ain't got the time. And some men are bad apples, they'll take you for a ride, promise you the chapel and forget to make you a bride. But my man is peaches and cream. He's a big old bowl of peaches and cream, my blooming orchard of kisses and dreams. He's my sweet, sweet peaches and cream. Peaches and cream, no huckleberries, I want peaches and cream. Don't give me no cherries, I want peaches and cream. It's my sweet, sweet peaches and cream. Peaches and cream, oh, peaches and cream, oh, peaches and cream. And cream. Ooh, let's go pick some peaches.
Was that two songs after the credits? God, I get confused. I get just carried away. Hi, I'm Art Fein again. That was a Domestic Science Club. We didn't see their name because the people in the control booth haven't said it yet, but we like it to see their name quite a bit when they're singing. Domestic Science Club out of Dallas. Let me quickly introduce Todd Everett to you, for those of you who don't know already. Todd, nice to see you.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing? Okay, so let's talk to the gals in the group. First, on the left, we got Robin Macy. Robin, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Todd, I'm referring back to Todd again. You say you knew something about the group. She used to be in the Dixie Chicks. Is that correct? You had heard
We should point out, since there wasn't a picture of her being taken at the time, that Robin is the one with the flowers on her hat. And Patty is the one without the flowers on her hat. And Sara is the one without a hat.
But Robin's been singing a lot around Dallas, right? I mean, Dallas is where the band is located now.
Well, we actually live in sort of a musical triangle. Sarah's lives in Austin, and Patty lives west of Fort Worth in the country, in a little outside of a little town called Weatherford, and I live in Dallas.
I see. Okay.
So we meet in the middle. Yeah.
And,
Los Angeles.
I've got a standard first question. I completely forgot all about it. What's the first record you bought?
The first record I ever bought, it was Bobby Sherman.
Julie, Do You Love Me?
No, the first one was it Julie, Julie, You Love Me?
The bluest skies you've ever seen
in Seattle.
Was that it?
Yep. Yes, I did! I got a free t-shirt!
Wow,
This may be a first.
that's the first one. Usually, most people, these days, the most common answer we get is Kiss, by the way. What the first concert you saw musically that was like really cool?
I saw, this is going to show who's the eldest in the band. It was Sha-Na-Na. Who?
They're playing in Vegas right now. They could be, so.
Hey, Art's going to see him tonight, aren't you?
All right, so in the middle we got Sara Hickman, a wonderful singer. And
Actually, one of them is a friend of ours, which is even stranger.
Got the piano player. Sara, same couple of questions for you, which is what's the first record you bought?
First record I ever bought? Boy, I wasn't expecting this question. Let me go back. Three Dog Night, Golden Biscuit. And, I mean, I love Three Dog Night.
Well, that's the greatest hits album, isn't it?
Yeah. And then...
well, Danny Hutton does watch. He's been on the show, so
Yeah.
there's a possibility.
And the second question, first concert I ever saw?
Yeah. The more embarrassing, the better.
No, man. I'm in LA. I'm excited. Home of David Cassidy.
Wow.
And he started David Lee Roth on the whole fringe thing, because David Cassidy, when I was 7, had the fringe outfit with the lace up front, kind of a la Elvis, and he came out, he had a full band. I was in the front row, dead center, with my mom. It was the most exciting night of my life.
Great. Right here. Okay, well, thank you very much. And next we got Patty Lege. Welcome to the show. Patty, first record.
I'm sorry, Robin. Emmylou Harris, Quarter Moon and 10 Cent
Oh, I
Town.
love that record.
Yeah.
Which one?
Quarter Moon and 10 Cent Town.
Okay.
Yeah. And first concert, I think, was James Taylor.
Wow, so you've sort of stayed in character all along. Well, these other two have had silly childhoods. You've had a very, cool, very sophisticated one.
This is the first group we've had actually played their first record.
Hey, man, I can play I Think I Love You.
Yeah? All right, let me show you the Domestic Science Club album, by the way, which is just out on Discovery Records. Those of you who follow record companies and record company personnel and presidents and things will find this interesting that Focus is a good idea, yes. That they're on Discovery Records, which is actually a branch of Warner. It's a division of Warner Records. And it's headed by Jack Holzman, who, as we may know, is the founder of Elektra Records. Now, ironically, Sara, you had a solo album, more than one. Two, on Elektra, which no longer includes Mr. Jack Holzman. He's
Right. Jack left the label in the 70s, and I left the label last year, and Jack picked me up after that last year, and so now I'm with the original founder of Elektra.
So Jack Holzman bought your masters, more or less?
Well, actually, no.
Obtained them from...
People all across the United States bought the record back from Elektra.
So your fans contributed to your...
Robin and Patty both helped, too.
Yeah, right.
So,
what's the name of this album?
Necessary Angels.
I remember that was the thing where you had people actually send you money so that you could buy your record back from Elektra.
But it wasn't just, they didn't just like send money, they got lots of free stuff they got. But that's a whole nother show.
No, it's
and so then Domestic Science Club, we became a band during this whole process where I was kind of labelless. And that's how I met Jack Holzman, and that's how we got on Discovery.
Well, how did you meet Jack Holzman?
It was kind of funny. I was having breakfast at the Four Seasons, which is where I met him. He
Here in Los Angeles?
No, at the one in Austin.
Oh, okay.
And he was encouraging me to sign with them, and we were looking at other labels at the time, but I really liked Jack. I liked his whole aura and how he seemed really interested in people and not just the music. He seemed interested in everything about me and everything about Domestic Science Club. So.
And then how did he get wind of? No, I haven't mentioned that you three made this album for a Christmas gift in December, or
For our
for the
friends.
Christmas season of 93.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should back up though,
Okay.
because when Sara was shopping for a label, is when Patty and myself and Sara went to a place on the Oklahoma-Texas border, a little town called Texoma, and we rented a little cabin. And all of us were having a cathartic experience. We were all struggling for a new voice, so to speak. Anyway, we started writing songs together, and it was that experience, because we were all sort of in pain in our own separate ways. We all decided that, you know, nothing would be better than coming together as friends. And so we started writing some of the songs that are on the CD we wrote together during that week. And we were so excited about this whole venture and sisterhood or whatever, we decided to go ahead and record them.
Well,
so
actually,
we went in on the weekends.
we should go back a little bit. Robin was so excited. I mean, we were excited too, but Robin was like, "We gotta record this! Oh my God, we gotta go make a record!" So we were like, "Okay." So we went and made this record, and it was going to be originally like a weekend or two, and it turned into this very long Gothic process. Where
5 weekends.
5 weekends. And we had all our friends come in and play on it, and we just had a great time. And
It was recorded in Austin?
in
or-
Dallas,
in
and then we just gave them away as Christmas presents. But then the local radio station KARA started playing it, and so then we had to put it in stores, and we sold about 2,000 copies in I
what,
don't
did
know,
you put a tape
month.
or a CD out? What did you put
Both.
out?
Both.
You put out your own CD? Wow.
And so then people started going, "Wow, this is interesting that, you know, we sold that many," and we hadn't even played a live gig yet. I don't think we just kind of made the CD.
So how did the word get to anybody with a record company that you were doing this?
Well, since they were Christmas presents, I sent one to Jack Holzman to say thank you for signing me. And the next thing I knew was my manager called and said that Discovery wanted to sign us. So I called Robin, and we were real excited. And then Robin got to call Patty and tell Patty.
One more last question about your solo project, and I'll get back to the Mystic Science Club. When you made a third album for Elektra, and they weren't going to put it out, what is their position on an album they're not going to put out? You can't have it because we paid for it?
Let me tell them about it.
Okay.
I can brag on her a little bit more than she can brag on herself,
Okay.
because this project is so incredible, and it'll be out 1st of June.
But this is the Sara Hickman record.
This is the Sara Hickman
Called-
solo project called Necessary Angels, and what she had to do was a lot of people rallied around her, her friends, her fans, and made contributions that enabled her to literally buy back these master tapes from Elektra Records. So she was able to buy them back and then go back in and remix and embellish and you know, add a few more harmonies and put a few new tunes on it. And so it'll be out the 1st of June, and we're real excited.
Great.
Thanks, Robbie.
Okay, we'll talk to you some more, but let's hear some more music.
Okay. Now we're going to do a song that's an a cappella number that we wrote while we were in the cabin in the woods by the lake on the border.
The deer and the fish.
Which we didn't shoot or harm. And because we are all animal rights activists also, domestic science animal rights. Okay, so this is a song, kind of a twist on a lament, you know, an old kind of dirge, except that we modernized it. And this is called Working Man.
Let me tell you firsthand about my working man. He's always working as hard as he can. He comes home late, early. I trade all his treasures for one day of his love. At 1:20 there's plenty for walking together hand in hand. But no memories can burn in the heart home when you're married to a working man. He's obsessed with a mistress whose name is Business Green. With each morning's alarm, she wraps him in her arms and woos him away from me. Let me tell you firsthand about my working man. He's always working as hard as he can. He comes home late, rises up early. I trade all his treasures for one day of his love. Was it the lines of time, or was it something I said that drove him away from me? Lord, I'd rip off the color of that devil called the dollar. If it bring my working man back to me. His face is long, happy and all day.
Oh, what a long day.
Oh, the ties that bind have kept me here for him. Let me tell you firsthand about my working man. He's always working as hard as he can. He comes home late, rises up early. I trade all his treasures for one day of his love.
Maybe one more, because they're still straining on you. We'd like their names under them, by the way. Domestic Science Club.
Well, should we do kayaking?
Sure. Okay. You want to talk about kayaking?
Okay, this song was one that Robin and Sara wrote, and it all came from an experience of, Robin has this friend who cuts articles out of newspapers from all over the nation.
He's a clipper.
He is a clipper, and this song came from this article that he clipped called Kayaking the Easy Way, which we all thought was an hysterical title, because is there an easy way to kayak? And so
Or to have a relationship.
Or to
Or
so
to shop.
we have turned this song into a commentary on relationship between a man and a woman.
And what women really want.
What
from men.
women really want.
This is really what we want. We've been wondering.
You might think I'm foolish,
And you might think kind of insane,
But you'll never find another
who wants to do the same. 'Cause when you are wondering how to make me be your girl, just take me in the broad daylight to where the mighty rapids swirl.
A one, two, three, four. I wanna go
Kayaking, gonna make you my kayak king. I can hardly wait for our first date. We go kayaking.
forget the lost city of Atlantis.
I'm wishing for white waters and a wet kiss.
I can hear those waves crashing at the shore.
Don't take me dancing, I'll just get bored. Forget your Kodak, your backpack, your Tic Tacs, your gun rack. Nothing could be better, I'll spell it to the letter. Give me that Grand Canyon bliss.
I wanna go
Kayaking,
gonna make you my
kayak king. Oh, the fish will sing ding-a-ling when we go kayaking.
I've heard Niagara Falls is so gigantic.
But going down with you would be romantic.
I can hear those waters churning
While our kayak is a-turning.
to the left, to the right.
Over and out of sight, oh, such a thrill, a 600-foot spill. Ah! Let's do it again.
Let's go
Kayaking,
Gonna make you my
kayak king. What a wonderful life is your aquatic wife.
We go kayaking.
Sing,
And let's
Sarah.
not forget the Amazon scene in which I play the African queen in our kayak built for two.
Doing what kayaking lovers do.
You'll be the jack of hearts, the handsome Captain Carl Bogart,
Kissing me, the young Hepburn, as we learn to share the stern.
I wanna go
Kayaking,
gonna make you my
kayak king. We'll grow old together, we'll have skin like leather as we go kayaking.
take me in the kayak.
Jack.
Great.
How did you start writing? I mean, what was after you? Let's do a song about kayaks. Then what?
That's a good
We knew we wanted to make it an old sound because that's our whole bend is this retro metro Sara calls it, sort of the old sound with a contemporary twist. And so we said, well, we got to write a Cole Porter beginning. You know how he always wrote those sort of intros that were long and luscious and romantic. You might think I'm foolish, and then, yeah.
And there it was.
But did the Kayak King line come in the beginning, or did that work out?
When she first came over, she brought this article. She was standing on my door going, look at this, look at this, look at this! And I had to calm her down before I could actually get the paper out of her hand and see what it was about. But then once I kind of looked at her, I was like, a song about kayaks? She's like, no, I'm telling you, this will be totally great. And I was like, well, okay. So we kind of sat down and we got a sketch, and then I actually went to Colorado, and I was sitting there and I was looking at the word kayaking, and I started thinking about how it was really Kayak King, and I thought that was really funny. So
she called me from Colorado and played the whole song
on her answering machine. I said, I finished it. I was so excited. It probably sounded like, well, this is a cable. It sounded like crap over the answering machine probably, but she loved it, I think. So then we got all excited and we started working on harmonies, and then we went to the cabin in the woods.
Talking to Patty Lege, we didn't get into any of your individual stuff. I wanted to talk about the fact that you're in a bluegrass band with your husband and brother.
Yeah, I've been in a bluegrass band since I was about 5 years old.
And that was your family band, and then...
Right, and my husband, my brother, play in the band I'm in now called Red Oak.
And do you get out of your, it says it's your small town in Texas, do you get out of the small town in Texas?
Yeah, I do. I'm in Dallas and Austin a lot lately.
With Red Oak, I mean.
We do mostly in the 5-state area around, Texas and Oklahoma and
speaking of Oklahoma, the name of the band is Domestic Science Club, which means nothing to anybody.
Yet.
But after
the show,
I mean, I tend to think of, now, what I would think of is like, some of these early English synth bands in the early 80s. That was the first thing that comes to mind is these nerds like
like Howard Jones
Thomas Dolby.
Oh, yeah.
So where did this name come from?
Well, like Kayaking the Easy Way, it too is an oxymoron, domestic science. And the Domestic Science Club, there's an actual organization.
Because you mean domestic and a domestic...
In the domesticity
as
sort
a
of way.
person...
As in Tupperware.
Yeah, domestic.
Right.
Okay.
And science as in Tylenol.
Yeah.
And so there's an actual Domestic Science Club. It was started in 1905 in the lovely town of Guthrie, Oklahoma. It was for pioneer women to come together and talk about curing ham and make the perfect cup of coffee. Kenneth gave them some femininity out as they were trying to be rugged pioneer women. And so it was sort of paying homage to them, but also all three of us come from families that have female singing as a primary focus. Patty has sung with her sisters in a family group since she was 7, as you know. Sarah's grandmother and her great aunt were the Ozark Mountain Smile Sisters, had their own radio show in New York City in the late 20s. And my grandmother, who is a member of the Domestic Science Club, along with my 4 aunts, still sing, and they're all in their 80s. And the Domestic Science Club is quite elderly at this point, so we thought it was time to start a Dallas chapter. And so the Domestic Science Club, the Texas chapter, has many members, as you can see. We've made some honorary members of women that we consider strong and feminine, and which is not an oxymoron.
We're really glad we picked this name because originally we had, we had Kittens on Fire. We were going to be the Estrogen Choir. We were going to be, Mrs. O'Leary. We had all these other names, but Robin really convinced me and Patty. I mean, Domestic Science Club was just such a great, it sounded kind of modern, but kind of old, and kind of like, what could this be about? So
makes people wonder.
And it's a great story. I mean, that her grandmother and her aunts are, I mean, what a great thing. So.
Yeah, that's amazing, because I've seen the picture in the record, and I thought, well, okay, you must have just, in collecting things, picked up an old college yearbook from
Actually,
somewhere.
that's us before the Oil of Olay. No.
I think they're going to buy that one.
You mean the looks of the thing looks like an Oil of Olay ad? Or what I don't know what you're saying.
No, I'm just kidding. Before, no.
Those 3 women are not.
Women at home got that joke.
There's a song on the album that I was drawn to immediately called Tenderness Place, and the authors of this are Mark Mathis and Larry Henley, who of course anybody in this room would know is
the New Beats.
Two members of the New Beats who did Bread and Butter and stuff like that. I mean, how did the song come to you?
Patty, yes, Patty.
Well,
Patty.
Growing up in that small town, I would sit by the radio and wait for this song to come on. It's the only radio station I ever heard it played on, and it was a cappella, done a cappella originally.
By the New Beats?
No, this was by a woman named Karen Taylor Good.
Oh, sure.
Only song I ever heard her do at that point. And I would sit by the radio I shouldn't tell this, should I?
Yeah, you should.
With a tape recorder in front of the speaker and wait to catch it and hope I caught the beginning of it. And
She taught it to us.
I taught it to
And
them.
Larry Henley has continued on in history. He's the guy who wrote Wind Beneath My Wings, which is good for
Oh yeah, I was on
a few
panel with him.
$100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a little of that song?
Yeah, why don't we do that song then?
You know, we have, by the way, we have 3 minutes left. We can almost say goodbye now and let you guys do 1.5 songs on the way out. I
Okay.
think that's the thing to do. So thank you, Domestic Science Club,
Thanks for
being
having us
here.
on. It was
Okay,
fun.
thanks.
We'll do Tuner's Place and then we'll begin your sweet tea.
Okay.
I'm gonna find me a place to lay down and let my heart rest. I think it's best that I don't see him anymore. He'll hurt me like he did before. I know for sure there's gotta be some place, somewhere to erase the thought of him. I gotta find me a soft nest I can let my heart rest in. Well, I lay down among the flowers for hours and hours, but the showers just drove me away. Hey, do you know where I can find peace of mind for a time, a kind of a tenderness place, a space that's just naturally made for me, just big enough for my love. I gotta find me a soft nest I can let my heart rest in. Well, I lay down among the flowers for hours and hours, but the showers just drove me away. Hey, do you know where I can find peace of mind for a time, a kind of a tenderness place, a space that's just naturally made for me, just big enough for my love. I gotta find me a soft nest I can let my heart rest in.
Oh, now we're gonna go out on this song. This is a little song called Sweet Tooth. Yeehaw! Straight from Texas. I got a sweet tooth for my sugar. I've got a sweet tooth, yes I do. I've got a sweet tooth for my sugar. Oh, it's true, so true, so true. I've got a sweet tooth, and you know my sugar's you. Yep. I went to the dentist the other day. He said, open your mouth and say, ah. You should have seen the look on his face when he saw what he saw. 14 cavities and one on the way. I got a sweet tooth for my sugar. I got a sweet tooth, yes I do. Yes I do. I've got a sweet tooth, for my sugar. Oh, it's true, so true, so true. I've got a sweet tooth, and you know my sugar's you. The other day I started shaking and know what I should do. So I tried to call my sugar daddy out with Baby Ruth. And they found me hours later passed out in a telephone booth. I got a sweet tooth for my sugar. I got a sweet tooth, yes I do. Yes I do. I got a sweet tooth for my sugar. Oh, it's true, so true, so true. I've got a sweet tooth, and you know my sugar's you. Oh yeah. Ba ba da da, 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 ba ba da da. Well, I don't want no chocolate, no angel cake. But ask me after dinner mints or a strawberry shake. I only like my sugar straight from the cane. I'd suck it up through a straw.
So amazing.
And I'd even consider shooting you up, but I never break the law. I like sugar on my table and sprinkled on my bread. I got a sweet tooth for my sugar.
I got a sweet tooth, yes I do.
Yes, I do.
I got a sweet tooth for my sugar. Oh, it's true, so true, so true. I've got a sweet tooth,
And you know my sugar's you.